So yesterday I decided to challenge my body and my brain in a different way and just kind of deviate from my normal training plan to some degree. How's it going, runners? My name is Justin Thompson. I'm your average running PT, and I help the average runner achieve their own personal elite status. If that's something you guys are into, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you know when the next video comes out. Now I'm just giving a quick update. My normal training plan is pretty much running all of my easy or longer runs at like a MAF level pace. So for me that is 148 beats per minute heart rate or less, and trying to keep it there for all of my easy runs. And then one day a week I'm doing something that elevates that heart rate a little bit more, and which is normally in the form of some sort of speed session or something that I do with my running team FTC. So what I decided to do this time though is, instead of doing my normal long run at like a MAF pace, which usually starts to drift a little bit higher than just my normal MAF pace, but today or on this run I decided to really kind of push myself even further and even harder today. Now, why would I do this? Because for me, again, I'm not an elite runner. I don't need to stick to a specific plan if I don't have to. And I don't have to because I'm not necessarily shooting for gold medals or winning races or things like that. For me, it's just about improving and getting better day after day, week after week, month after month. And sometimes for me to do that, I really need to just kind of change up my mindset for, even if it's just one day or one run. And instead of just kind of loafing through, and not necessarily loafing through, it's when I'm running at my MAF level pace, sometimes I feel that I just want to do more. And for me, it's more of a mental thing than it is a physical thing. And it's something that I want to just challenge my body and my brain in a different way. Not that it's going to make my fitness that much better, it's just something where I'm trying to break out of the rut of doing the same thing over and over and over again. So yesterday on my long run, I did an 11-mile run at, instead of doing my normal MAF level heart rate, which is 148 beats per minute, that might usually carry me through somewhere around 9.5 to 10 minutes per mile. I decided to go a little quicker than that. I started off at very slow. I started with a 5-minute walk, broke into a jog. That first mile I was done in like 11.5 minutes. So it took me a little while to get through that first mile. Second mile, somewhere in that 9:40 range, so still well under my MAF heart rate at that moment. But then in my third mile, I decided to start picking it up a little bit, and I dropped down into the 8:30s, and then in the fourth mile, it was somewhere around 8:20. I can't remember. I'll try and see if I can post this, so hopefully it'll pop up here somewhere so you can see what the splits were. Then I decided to just kind of drop the hammer for a little while, and I started running somewhere in the range of 7:30 per mile. Again, this is not necessarily because it's trying to help me with a certain aspect of my fitness. It was just for me a mental break from the mundane doing the same thing day after day after day with the MAF level running. Now I want to make sure I'm really clear here, because I would not do this if I didn't feel like my body was actually capable of doing it. And I had every intention of taking the next day completely off and not doing any running whatsoever. So this morning I woke up, my run was yesterday, this morning I woke up and I was like, nah, not gonna do a run today because I did plenty yesterday. So it almost turned into like a little section of that run was almost like a half marathon simulation or something like that, where I was really kind of putting some pace in there, not burning myself out. I felt like I could maintain that pace without any issue. I didn't feel like I was breathing really hard. I felt very, very under control. And so I didn't feel like it was something that was going to have a negative effect on me. Obviously, I'm a little bit sore today, but nothing crazy. But the moral of this story here is just that every now and then it's nice to kind of break free of the normal everyday running stuff that we tend to do, or break away from the perfectly scheduled and planned running training plans and things like that, you know, sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to do that today. And for me, I literally had that thought in my head, you know, like, I don't want to just run easy today. I want to do something to challenge me a little bit differently. And so I did. I gave myself that freedom, and believe me, that was an awesome mental break. And to be honest, it was a little bit of a confidence boost to see that I could maintain 7:30 per mile for, you know, 6 miles out of an 11-mile run. Now, will it have a negative effect on my training going forward and training for my specific race, which is a 5K in December? We'll see, you know, but again, it's something where I just felt like I needed that mental change. And so I took it, and I want to give you guys that freedom as well. Obviously, make sure that your body can withstand that type of a change if you decide to do something completely off the wall like that. So that's all for today, guys. Just a short little video to update you on, you know, what it's like for me as I'm kind of going through this stuff in my head. You know, I follow a plan, but then sometimes you just kind of have to go with your gut and with what your body's just telling you, or your brain is telling you that it needs. And for me, it told me it needed a break from sticking with the plan. Now let me know in the comments below if you guys ever do this yourself, if you guys kind of hit a point where you're like, you know what, I don't want to do that run. Why don't I just throw something completely off the wall in there? Do you change it up and just go and do a CrossFit workout or a weight training workout or something that's just different from what you would normally do? Let me know down in the comments below. Now head on out there, seek your elite. God bless, and I'll see you next time.